Now I'll be talking about few math functions for finding the min, max, power, logarithmic functions, trigonometric functions. There are a bunch of functions in math library. If you want to check out the other function, I'll be giving you and showing you how you can get from the documentation of Python different math functions. So I'll be showing you few math functions. So let's write and define a variable, and I'm gonna give it 34, and another variable I'm gonna give it minus 34. And first I'll show you what is absolute function within maths library. So I will write print, and I will write ABS, and I will give it VAR. Okay, but I need to enclose the whole thing within the brackets, and after that I'm gonna copy this line and paste it right below, and instead of writing var, simple var, I'm gonna give it var2. Okay, so let's check out the result. So I'm gonna run this file. You can see that both the results are 34. So what's ABS do? It stands for absolute value. It converts a negative value into positive. If the already there was a positive value, it will keep that value as positive, and it will convert the negative value into positive. Okay, so it's really helpful if you are taking input from user and user mistakenly entered negative marks or negative age. Okay, and we need to use ABS function of math in order to convert the negative or a positive into back to positive value. So in that case it really helps. So now let's talk about another function called ceil. So ceil function, what it does is we need to give it a decimal value just like 2.2, 2.4 or 43.5, and ceil is gonna round that value to the uppermost value. Okay, so I'm gonna write print, and I'm going to use SCEIL, and I'm gonna give it a value. So let's say I want to give it 2.3. Okay, it's giving me an error. The reason of it giving me an error because absolute function exists without importing a math library. We need to import a math library in order to use ceil or other mathematical functions. Just like if you want to import or use file handling functions, if you want to use graphics functions, if you want to use image processing functions, we need to use specific library for specific task that is required to be done. So for importing our math library, we need to go to the top, and I need to write import math at the top. Okay, and import is a keyword, and math is the name of library that needs to be used, and it contains different functions to be used. So in order to work with the ceil function, I need to write math.ceil. all right, so math.ceil, if I remove this one and if I simply write math dot, you can see that it is showing me and helping me all bunch of functions that exists within this math library. Okay, so I'll be talking about few of these. So let's write math.SCEIL. Okay, it's gonna round the value. So let's run our file. You can see that it has printed out 3, and ceil round the value to the uppermost constant value, integer value, not the decimal point value. Okay, I want to remove these lines. So let's copy this one, and there is another function called floor. Okay, floor will round the value to the downmost constant integer value. Okay, so I will just run this app, and you can see that ceil converted 2.3 into 3 and floor converted 2.3 into 2. all right, so there is another function called needs to, if we want to find the minimum value from two different values, we can use a min function. Okay, so I will write print, and I will write min, and I need to give it 2365. Okay, so let's run our file. You can see that it has printed out 23. Okay, I can give it as much values as I want. If I write 7, min is gonna return the minimum value. It has returned me 7 instead of 23. And if I change it to max, then it's gonna give me the maximum value from all the values that I'll be giving within the brackets, as it is called parameters. So it has given me 65. So these are the minimum and max functions, and there is another function called power. Okay, and some of the functions can be used without using a math library, because these are the most commonly used functions and doesn't actually belongs to the math library. Like it doesn't need a lot of I think calculations, but some of the functions needs to be imported and used with the math library. Another function that I'm going to be using is the math.power. Okay, and it's gonna find out the power. I need to give it a base, so I will give it 2 comma 5, and it means 2 power 5. It's gonna find out the result, and let's run our application, and it has returned me 32 because 2 power 5 is 32. If I write 3 right here, then it's gonna find out 3 power 5, and 3 power 5 is 243. Okay, so that's the result of math.power. Now let's talk about two more other functions, and one function is a random function. I have shown you different math functions. If you want to know other math functions, you can go to the Python docs and you can check out the mathematical function. It contains all the theoretical and the representation functions. It has a power logarithmic functions, it has trigonometric functions, angular conversion, hyperbolic functions, specific functions, and that can be really helpful as a utility function that exists in the Python docs. So that's it for maths. I want to just give you an overview that how you can randomize the values or shuffle the values within the Python. So I will write import, and in order to work with the random function I need to write random, and random is a library that can be used to find the random among different values. Okay, so now it's gonna return me, let's write, I'm gonna remove both of all these lines, so I will write print and I will give it a random function, not random, instead random dot random. Okay, random is the name of library and random is a function within this library. Okay, the everything that we write before dot is a name of a class or a library, and after that we need to define a function, and function can be identified if any name contains these brackets, closing and starting brackets. It means that this is the name of function. All right, so let's run this one, and you can see that it has printed out a value 0.22.90. If I run it again, it will give me a different value. So what does it mean? It is giving me the values from 0.0 to 1, okay, and random values, and we need to work with it according to our requirement. If I add or multiply with 10, then it will return me the values from 1 to 10. Okay, and if I run it again and again, you can see that it is giving me 6.9, it has given me 6.2, 8.8, 3.9. so it's giving me all the values that are between 9, between 1 and 10. If I want to remove all the values on the right side of this decimal point, I can simply use I think a ceil function that I have already explained you. So in order to work with the ceil function, I can use math.ceil, and within the brackets I need to give this whole bunch of code. Okay, so what it's gonna do, it's gonna find out the random value from this execution, and after that, once it will return a random value, this math.ceil is gonna convert that randomized decimal value into a round value. Okay, So I'm gonna run it. You can see that it has given me 5, it has given me 8, it has given me 4. Okay, so now if I want to find a random value from 1 to 10, this code will work for it. If I want to random value from 1 to 100, and I can simply change this 10 to 100, and it's gonna give me 99, 9, 69, 86, 65, 22. So this is how we can work with the random functions. All right, so now there are different other functions within this random library, like we can use a shuffle function. So in order to shuffle different values from a list, let's define a list first. So I will write 3, 6, 2, 7, 3. Okay, and after this list I'm gonna print random, and I'm gonna call a shuffle function, and I'm gonna give it the name of variable that contains this list. Okay, so now this list is gonna shuffle its value, and no matter if 3 is gonna come at the start, if 3 is gonna come at the middle, and 6 is gonna come at the end. So let's say how it will shuffle these values. So let's print out the list now. So I'm gonna print out list. Okay, so you can see that it has given me the values 3, 2, 7, 6, but the values here are 3, 6, 2, 7. Okay, let's run it again, and it has given me different values. It has started with 7, 3, 3, 6, 2. If I run it again, it will give me different values. So it is keep on generating random values, and this shuffle function is keep on generating different values of this list. If you want to know different functions within this random library in the Python, I can simply go to my browser and write random Python. Okay, and it has given me all the functions that are within this random library, and it has get state, it has set state, it has a rand range, it has rand int, it has a shuffle function that we have used, it has a random function that we have used, triangular, and there are a bunch of other functions that we can use. So that's it for now. I have just given you an idea how to work with math functions, how to work with those functions which can be used without importing math library, and how to use random functions using a random library. And next I'll be talking about functions that are very important concepts. So stay tuned and make sure to subscribe my channel for encouraging me making more videos.